presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's go to John in Austin, Texas. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hey, buddy.
How you doing, man?
I'm so good I can't stand it. How about you?
Good, man.
God bless you. All of God's best to you and your family.
Wow.
You teach us how to make money. You are such a man of integrity and honesty.
Right.
I so admire what you do in your show, and you just deserve a whole lot of credit. And the other thing is you would be hard-pressed to invest in something that's going to bring you a better return than that gold report. It is fantastic, buddy. I just so appreciate you helping us make money.
I appreciate it, man.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our Believe cards. This is by Richard Bach. To bring anything into your life, imagine it's already there. Visualization is totally where it's at, folks. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials up 15, Nasdaq up 17, S&P's up 4.5. Gold contract flat at $1,243 an ounce. Silver up 2 cents at $18.79 an ounce. Platinum up $6 at $1,436 an ounce. Copper, where is she? I'll have to pull up copper. Oil market down 23 cents at 102.43. You had the 10-year off 3 ticks at 124.10. 30-year off 5 ticks at 135.06. You have the dollar up 122 ticks at 80.71. Euro down 29 at 135, and the yen trading up to 22 at 102.73. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? You're at 1927. You did 572 million versus 657. Another high. We take a look at the SPY, and if you want to see the correlation, it's pretty intense, folks. Each and every high just gets lighter and lighter and lighter. We did 53 million shares out here today. And just that correlation, your first swing high, we go back to the 7th of March, you did 114 million. That was at 188, or, 1888 S&P. You, next high out there, you did 169 million. That high is when it gave it up. It went from 189 down to 181. Next high was on the 13th. We did 66. Bottom line, you can see higher you get, less participation there is in the market. We go to the Dow Industrials. We take a look at the Dow Industrials. Dow Industrials are at 737. That's 16,737. 735 is the high that was established on May 13th. 756 is the high that was established on the 2nd. That's going to go up and basically whack that high. NASDAQ Composite. We go to the Composite. Inside the Composite, this is what you have. Up $17 today. We're at 4251, and that 4286 wants to get hit. That's another $30 up. I suspect what we're going to see out here is at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. You have the European Central Bank coming out with their rate decision. That's going to put some real volatility inside our markets in the way that the NASDAQ is set up right now. It looks to me like you're going to get a spike high. So we'll see how that shakes out, but that's how it looks at this particular point. Gold market. We go take a look at gold. What we have with gold is this. Gold market today was a flat market. We traded from 1242 to 1249. We closed at 1243, and we did, let's see, 71,000 contracts. Your A, B, C structure on the way down is 1224. I expect more than likely we're going to see that tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, I expect we're going to have some real volatility in this market. And the volatility, folks, is going to be in the future market because all said and done should be before 9:30 in the morning. Bonds. We're going to take a look at the bond market. First, we take a look at the 10-year. What do you have with the 10-year? We did 1.3 million contracts out here today. We're down 3 ticks. That is going against, we are at 124.10 right now, and the 124.05 is where that had broken up topside once again, and that was on the 14th of May. We take a look at the 30-year bond. What we have with the 30-year is this. 30-year bond, she gets down with 331,000 contracts. That is basically trying to get into, so 135.07, 135.04 is really the break as it broke topside again on the 14th. Your lower swing point is that 134.12 area. King dollar. Let's go take a look at King dollar out here now. King dollar, folks, and the euro should be getting some heavy movement out here tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, that is. King dollar was up 122 ticks. We did volume out here of 13,000 contracts, which is not a huge amount. We're at 80.71. 80.77 is the swing. What you have, which is strength, is this. On Monday, we did 21,000 contracts. You got to 80.73, and it's just hanging up there. I suspect that's going to get busted, meaning that high is going to get busted, 80.77, and it's going to run for the April highs of the dollar index, which is 81.50. We're going to take a look at the euro, the correlation inside the euro. Euro is at 135.98. That swing point out there is 134.77. There's going to be volatility all over the place. And folks, if you haven't test drove the Nadex platform yet, come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to see the banner on the top and on the side. Hit that banner. Bring the platform up. They will put $25,000 in paper money into your account. And do it before tomorrow morning, because at this 8:30 deal, the bottom line, and don't spend it all, so you can be basically listening to Darryl at 1 o'clock each and every day, myself at 10 to 11 on Friday with Darryl. Tomorrow is going to be a neat day to have those trades on before 8:30 in the morning, and so you can see the fluctuations. And you just buy 1 or 2 contracts with the paper money so you can see how this works. Let's go to Dave in Clearwater. Hey, Dave, what's going on?
Tomorrow was built for Nadex, my friend.
That's why I just mentioned it. It absolutely is. There's
no doubt.
There's no doubt.
That's got Nadex written all over it. But,
yeah.
Hey, listen, I want to pick your brain for a minute. I'm pretty sharp. At least I thought I was pretty sharp at understanding the leveraged products here. I was wondering if I could get you to take a look at TVIX.
So TVIX, folks, is the velocity 2 times the VIX short-term exchange-traded note. Okay, so it's a double leveraged. Okay, go ahead.
So, as you well know, Tom, you know better than I do, when you're doing the volatility deal, you have to be in before it hits.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to have your risk defined quite clearly, because that thing can roll against you in a heartbeat. This is what I've been noticing on the VIX, just here in the last couple, 2-3 days. On the VIX itself, VIX, June 2nd, looking at closing prices here. Looks like 11.29 on the second, moves to 12.09 on today's close. So that's approximately a 7% movement up, and yet the VIX is moving down. And I'm trying to wrap my mind around that.
You mean the TVIX is moving down?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I misspoke. TVIX is moving down while the VIX is moving up. Any ideas on that one?
Yeah, now check this out. This is a great question, and a few of these work like this. This is intense, okay? So, okay. The note will provide investors with cash payment at maturity of the redemption based on 2 times the performance of the underlying index. NAV is $399. You're at $405. Interesting. Okay. So, what is also happening here is this. So right now, okay, I mean, this moved 12 cents down today, right? The NAV, though, okay, is $399.
Mm-hmm.
So what has happened here is that you get a 4-cent premium in it, right? Not that that's a lot, but it's a 5-cent premium.
Yeah, about 1.5%.
It's a lot when it's only four penny stock. Do you know what I mean? $4 stock.
Right.
Let me just see this for a second. So that's where I think it's probably, so if we take a look at this, 1158. Yeah, so what he's saying specifically is this, folks, okay? What has happened, I get the VIX up on the other side, and 3 days in a row, really, the last 2 days, the VIX went up. So if the VIX went up on a trending basis, which it did, this TVIX should be higher, and it's not. That's interesting.
Exactly. Because, I mean, I know with the leveraged products, we got to have a trend going. Before
yeah, but this is just a promise of the underlying. Yeah, man, that means don't trade it. That's the bottom line. You're right, man. Hey, just stay right there. Dave and I are coming right back, folks. You stay right there.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Wouldn't it be great if you could get a red light, green light indicator that gives you signals on 25 different future contracts? Now you can with Taz Signal Box. This red light, green light market profile system dynamically updates 24 hours a day and provides you with important trend and trade signals on 9 different commodities, 9 different indices, and 8 different currencies. Right now you can receive a free 2-week trial to Taz Signal Box. For all the details and to find out how the Signal Box works, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on Chinese stocks, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Tom takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. Now, we're talking with Dave from Clearwater, and this is a great question, and this is a vehicle, folks, that I can tell you, just as I'm bisecting and dissecting this, you shouldn't be trading this TVIX. So, during the break there, Dave, right? I just did these. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, cool. I just did these numbers. So, watch what Dave's talking about, folks. This is, yeah, it's... I'd have to do a little bit more on it, but it's good enough to on the back of an envelope to realize just don't trade it. That's the real bottom line. Because what you have is this, okay? So this trades, the TVIX, supposed to trade, folks, at 2 times the performance of the underlying index, okay? And that underlying index is the VIX short-term futures. Okay, hold it 1 second. Make sure I get the right thing here. Oh, interesting, man. Okay, hold it. Chicago Board of Institutions. Oh, yeah, no, I got the right thing. Okay, I get the right thing. Okay, so, and I'll put this up on the target screen, too, so you can see it, folks. So, with the example that Dave was giving us, which was the last 3 days, right, based on that, what you have is that the VIX, okay, went up 51 cents. Well, I took the last 3 closes, okay, Dave?
Yep.
And the TVIX, folks, went down 10 cents. Now, the way these are calculated, that could happen if, in fact, you got a market that went back and forth, okay? We talked many times about these are daily investment vehicles, even though that doesn't say that on this one. The direction ones absolutely say it on it, okay? This one doesn't say it, but they are daily investment vehicles because they basically supposed to start all over again at the beginning of the day. But the fact of the matter is it is not trading like it should. There's no doubt.
Right.
There's no doubt. Because what you have 3 days that went up. It went up 3 days. It went up 3 days. That's the bottom line. And so there wasn't a back and forth. So don't trade it.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I'll tell you, just for kicks and giggles, put the TVIX on a weekly for a minute and look at the week of October of 2011.
TVIX?
Yes, sir. TVIX on a weekly, and then look at October 2011.
2011, we're at 14. Okay.
If you'd have shorted that, Tom, that would have been the short to end all shorts. It went from $10,917 to $4.
Oh yeah, no, I see that. Yeah.
That's the short to end all shorts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine that. But hey, anyway, switch. If we got another quick minute, please switch over to the SPY for a minute. This is it's definitely testing, retesting, and testing, retesting. My take on it is I think the juice is running out on this deal. But tell me something. Does today, and this is a candle that I've never fully understood here, does today count as a last engulfing?
No. Okay,
what
so
would make it a last engulfing?
This is the only reason it didn't. It was close. 125.25. Oh my God. Yeah, you know it's a close call. So what a last engulfing, folks, is this? It's what a last engulfing is that you're at the top of a trend, which we have a beautiful trend, no doubt, up. You're at the top of the trend. You open under the last few closes, okay? And then you close above it. And you can see even yesterday was 125.25. You know, we opened at 120. No, 192.25 rather. We opened at 192.47. It would have to close underneath it, and then it engulfs them all. That's what it does. And what happens on council charting or candlestick charting, folks, is that the more candles that you engulf, the stronger the signal would be.
Yeah, because for several days, it's gaps down, powers up, gaps down. I mean, I use that term loosely, powers up, but basically gaps down, fills the gap, gaps down, fills the gap. So as you all know, for the last week or so, I'm a frustrated bear at this point, man. But I don't know. I keep thinking between this time of the year and everything that's been going on, the volume's drying up on this thing. That this thing is God. If nothing else, it wants. I'm hoping this thing is going to go back and fill the gap from the 20.
No, listen, I agree. I mean, here, let's go over to the Qs for a second. I think the place to lay your trade down here, though, watch the Qs, folks. The Qs are so intriguing right now because of the fact that we went higher with 19 million shares today. That's like insane.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, it really is, okay? Now, in that context, though, I would say risk versus reward, it's still going to be the small caps that's where it's at.
Yeah, they're the weakest.
They're not only the weakest, they've shown that, oh, my God, they can't get out of here. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Now,
but let me ask you something. Let's say, because there's really two schools of thought on this, Tom. Option one, tomorrow, our friends in Europe jawbone it down. No one believes it. And, the euro spikes, dollar goes down, puts juice in gold, which in the commodity sector, which would then put juice in the small caps. Option one, option two, they do announce it, and euro tanks, dollar goes sky high again, gold finishes its, move down on the 1-to-1, dollar move, makes its move up, and then that might be the short. But it's I don't know, man. Wouldn't it make sense to see what happens tomorrow first?
So watch. This is what my plan is tomorrow, right? So right now, folks, where I went short the oil market earlier today, right? And that was a nice little deal. It's at 0830 that this thing comes out. The trade that I would take on a risk-reward ratio would be, we're going to go into the future market. And what I'm expecting here, folks, this is going to get so deviant it's sick, that it's going to be a spike higher in the S&P at the announcement, no matter what they say, okay?
Right,
well, let's put it this way. That's what my speculation is, okay?
Right.
And that spike higher could go, let's see, so if we take the bottom of that, 1924, 1913, 24, that'd get us to 1934. So a spike to 1934 in the S&P, and you know what I do here, Dave, and as many people, if you're in the den, I'm going to look at the correlation of the 10-minute on that bar. And if I suspect the first bar would have volume, the second bar won't. At that 34, I'd sell it. That would be because I think by the end of the day, if in fact that's what we get, what you would have in the first announcement is that the euro goes higher, the dollar goes lower, gold goes higher, market goes higher, and it lasts all of about an hour and a half, and then see you later, man.
One can only hope.
Now, the other side of that, so that's the scenario that I would actually like to see. Why? Because your risk goes down dramatically on spike highs, folks, or spike lows. It just does, because it takes energy out of the market either way. Now, the way that the market is set up right now, if in fact you get a spike lower and we have volume, then I'll sell the retracement. I suspect, when all said and done here, though, it is going to be the fast currency move that is going to get the S&P to break. Because nothing else, I mean, the world is not worried about a thing. And when the world's not worried about a thing, folks, it breaks. Nothing changes.
Which is why I bought the VIX, or the TVIA.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Cooking, brother.
Hey, Tom.
Have a great one. Have a safe one. You stay right there, folks. We're coming right back. The end of the Dow Industrials finish up 15. NASDAQ up 17. S&P's up 3.5. We're going to be right back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Andy Hecht has just announced a live 90-minute webinar that he'll be hosting Saturday, June 7th from 9:30 till 11 a.m. Eastern Time, entitled Energy Opportunities During the Summer of 2014. With the frigid winter having depleted some key energy stockpiles, Russian political tensions high, and the storm season for the Gulf setting up to reverberate through energy markets worldwide, opportunities could present themselves over the summer months that could provide huge payoffs. When you sign up, you'll gain immediate access to a 7-page report Andy has put together as an introduction to what he'll be covering, so you can start preparing and get a feel for what Andy will be discussing live during the workshop on Saturday, June 7th. Andy will be advising his attendees of at least one trading recommendation in each area, including crude oil, natural gas, coal, and refining spreads and oil products. The best part is that this live 90-minute webinar is only $99. Don't wait. Sign up today and reserve your spot while gaining instant access to Andy's 7-page report right now. For all the details, visit the front page of TFNN.com. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We had the Dow finish up 15, Nasdaq up 17, S&P's up 3.5. And as we do each and every Wednesday, folks, at 35 past the first hour, we get our man, Mr. Daryl Martin. Daryl has an outstanding show each and every trading day right here at TFNN, 1 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. He's out there trading on the Nadex platform. And, folks, as I said at the beginning of the show, that platform tomorrow morning is going to be, it's always vibrant, but the bottom line is that with Draghi coming out and the European announcement, bottom line, go out at TFNN On the right-hand side, you're going to see the Nadex banner. Hit that banner, bring the account up so you can see exactly how dynamic this exchange is. Daryl Martin, what's going on?
How's it going, man?
It's going great. I bet you're excited.
Yeah, I talked about this week being a good week, so we have some nice big news announcements coming out that we can take advantage of and put all the different pieces together. So I've been going through each and every piece of it every day on my show. So.
And, you know, tomorrow morning, okay, so it's at 08:30.
Yep.
And 1:30 Eastern. It's 1:30 or 1:45. Maybe it's 8:45. No, I think it's 8:30. And then they're going to have a news conference, folks. And what Daryl is phenomenal at is putting these news events together. If you've heard his show, which is on every trading day, 1 to 2, or the show that Daryl and I do together on Fridays, the strategies have to do, well, the strategies that I'll let him explain to you. Tell me the strategy that you're going to be looking at tomorrow. That's the easiest way, right from the horse's mouth, man.
There you go. Basically, I got several strategies I'm looking at tomorrow morning. I'm going to be doing 2 iron condors, okay, which is a neutral strategy.
Yes.
And I'm going to be doing 2 spreads, okay, 2 straddles, or 1 straddle and actually 3 iron condors. We're going in, okay, the pound dollar, it doesn't move but about 35 to 40 pips usually when it has its interest rate announcement.
Okay.
So I go in and I basically look for a $35 or more combined trade where I can make, say $15, $20 on the lower side and $15, $20 on the upper side of a trade. I know that sounds like really complex, but what I'm doing is I'm doing a range-bound trade. I'm saying it's not going to go further than this. That's really the easiest way to put it.
Right.
Okay? So to make it really easy, it's not going to go higher than this, it's not going to go lower than this, or even if it does, it's going to come back in that range before it's all said and done. Because here's what happens. Here's what I've learned over the time. The pound will move. It'll have the little rocket, it'll move 30, 40 pips.
Yes.
But that euro is about to come out, and Draghi's about to speak.
Right.
Okay? So it just settles right back to where it was.
Okay.
Over and over again. And so I've learned it's actually better to do a neutral trade. Now, it does have a little more movement. So I'll like I said, I make sure I want to get at least $35, which could be $350 or $3,500, depending on how many contracts you want to do. But per, iron condor, I'll do $35 a trade. Now, the same thing on the euro dollar. There's only been only when there's a major surprise on interest, which we haven't had any major surprises on interest in a while, does it really move at all when the interest rate itself comes out on the euro dollar. The big move is whenever the press conference happens. That's when you see the euro take off.
Which is 45 minutes later. And we believe, I think it's at 8:45, because I think Terry's in North Carolina. Is that 1 hour behind us? Well, we got to get this thing down straight. I thought I had it. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm looking this up right now.
So, the press conference comes out, and it starts at 8:30.
The press conference is 8:30? Okay, that means that the decision is at 7:45 then. Terry's right. It's 7:45.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So, knowing that decision doesn't usually have, literally any impact on the market, because they're waiting to see what Draghi, unless he, oh, by the way, we're going to change it by 1/4 or 0.5%. I mean, that'd be, the only way.
Yes.
But beyond that, nothing happens. So I actually do a straddle from 6 to 8, or an iron condor from 6 to 8 on euro dollar.
Right.
But I know when that press conference comes out, it's like a 70, 80, 90 pip move.
Yes.
In the next hour, hour and a half. Okay?
Yes.
And so I go in and then I straddle. Now I go both directions. So from 6 to 8, I'm basically saying range bound on pound dollar and euro dollar. Okay? So I make money if the market doesn't move too far.
Right.
Then I'm like, hey, it's going to explode between 8 and 10. Okay?
Yes.
And so I go both directions. I don't know what way it's going to go, and I don't care. I just know it's going to go.
Right.
So I go both directions. And then what I also found out, we were looking at this today, we actually added a new trade to our lineup, and I looked past the last 12 times they've had the announcement in the news conference. From 10 to 12, there's barely any movement ever.
Yeah, because the energy's taken out. Exactly. See, because I'm looking.
From 10 to 3, yeah, exactly.
I'm hoping for a spike in the S&P because if you when the energy's taken out, the energy's taken out, and in the Nadex platform, you can really take advantage of that also, which is amazing, right?
Yeah. So what we're doing is we're going in, going, okay, nobody's going to put on a big position until that press conference starts.
Yes.
So we're going to go neutral into that. We're just going to make money on time passing by.
Right.
Okay. And then when that press conference starts, it's going to take off. There's going to be there's basically 2 sections, where he reads a thing and then there's open Q&A, okay? So over between 8:30 and 9:30, the market's going to rocket whatever it's going to do. So we're like, hey, who cares? We're just going to go both directions and make money on it. And then we go, by 10 o'clock, it's done.
Right.
So we're going to make money again on it doing absolutely nothing for the next 5 hours.
Yeah.
And we're just going to make money on paint drying. And so flat and going nuts in all scenarios, we'll be able to capture some profit using the Nadex spreads.
And what happens here, folks, as Daryl's walking through this, come over to our website, pull up the exchange. It doesn't cost you anything, folks. Bring the account up so that you can see how this works. You can listen to Daryl 1 to 2. You can listen to both of us 10 to 11 in the morning on Friday. And what you'll see is, as Daryl said, he's not picking a direction on this. All that has to happen is this. Because your trade is your stop, they can spike both ways. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that volatility. And yes, on one you're going to lose money, on the other you're going to make money. That's just how it comes down, folks. And it has to do with, of course, once you get this up and going and start understanding how these contracts run, you're going to want Daryl as an analyzer. And you're going to want to test drive the analyzer. You can do that for free, because what the analyzer is going to do, it's not going to tell you what trade's going to win. What it is going to tell you is what is the best probability of the strategy that you are doing, which is absolutely crucial.
Exactly. So whenever I lay out the plan and I tell you, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to look for a straddle that is going to have this much profit potential, this much risk in it. Okay?
Yes. Yes.
Well, you have a ton of, 12, 13, 14 different contracts. You got to figure out how to combine them all. And you want to do it fast. You don't want to sit there with the pen and the calculator for the next half hour trying to figure it out when the trade's over. So you hop in there, you go right over to the spread scanner, and then you're able to basically essentially like hop right in and click, find the exact one you want to do and put the trade on. And that's the idea. Is I'm laying out all these trades for traders to do every single day on my show.
Yes.
But to find the contracts, hop in and use the scanner, and it'll make it really fast and really easy for you to do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just day after day. I'll review it. I'm like, okay, these hit it. This one didn't. This one, didn't even get filled because there wasn't enough premium in there.
Sure.
But I mean, I'm laying out how to pay for it and a whole lot more each day on the show. It's just people got to take advantage of it.
Yeah. And, the way you do that, folks, no matter where you are in the world, right on your cell phone, TFNN.MOBI. You can get all the audio. You want to get the video with the audio, go to TFNN.com on your cell. On the right-hand side, you're going to see a box with devices. Hit the box. Our servers are going to know what type of device you're on. Then what you're going to get, if you're watching Tiger TV right now, you're going to be getting Daryl's charts. You're going to get my charts. You're going to get the whole ball of wax with the audio, with the video. Very clear, very concise. So this is going to get really interesting tomorrow morning. Well, this is what's really wild too, Daryl, right? This Draghi, he is always so full of it that it's like, is he basically just going to pump up? Do you know what I mean? And do nothing again, right?
Well, that's what I mean. That's the thing is, I know he's full of it, and that's awesome,
right?
Because I don't care,
right?
I mean, we're talking about like fundamentals. Okay, here's actually an interesting topic of the week.
Yes.
ISM.
Yeah.
Released 3 times in the same day.
I know.
Okay. If you're looking at fundamental numbers and you think you got the market figured out by what they're going to report, you are severely mistaken, because they're obviously jacking with the numbers. I mean, how much more jack can you get than, wait a minute, that wasn't quite what we meant to put out.
Yes.
We don't like how bonds are reacting. Let's go ahead and revise that. Ooh, that didn't quite do it. Let's do it one more time. And who cares what they say? That's what I'm loving about this now. I'm like,
right.
I don't care. I don't care if they don't say anything. I don't care if they say a whole lot. I just know that they consistently either jack the market and make it move, or what they say doesn't matter. And that's what I'm playing. And let me pull this up. I got to show that if you're watching out there, what I'm doing is I'm pulling up just a news calendar.
Yes.
Right here, and pulling up the ISM, and they had to go in on this news calendar, and they had to make. I wonder if they took it down. They had to make like a special change. Let's see, where was that?
They
that
had
was
to make
on
2 revisions, folks. Okay.
Yeah, they had to make 2 revisions on this report. And I mean, you've been trading a lot longer than I have. Have you seen this before? But like, where they actually corrected the data not 2 times?
No, not 2 revisions. And they're blaming it that their software and the computer was wrong, folks. It doesn't matter. No one checked it. It was another economist out of another firm that checked it and said, hey, look, man, something was wrong here. Amazing.
Yeah, something's wrong. The bonds aren't reacting right. Let's go ahead and adjust that number and make the market go the other way.
Listen, man, you have a great night, safe night, and of course, we look forward to the show tomorrow.
You bet, man. You too.
You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back. 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Come right back.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com. Eastern legend tells of a fair maiden who was offered a rare gift by the king of the land, a bag of pearls. The king promised that she could keep the largest, most perfect pearl she could find with these 3 conditions. 1, choose only 1 pearl. 2, remove 1 pearl at a time, accept or reject it. And 3, if rejected, it would be lost forever. She began by looking at the pearls, passing on many special treasures. She delved deeper into the bag, and soon the pearls were replaced with pebbles. Sadly, she went home empty-handed. Folks, replace pearls with time, because we cannot go back even 2 seconds. We live in the eternal moment of now. So when now are you going to take advantage of my offer to you, a subscription to my daily investment newsletter service, Mastering Probability, where you can experience the most incredible pearls for trading and investing, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator and Strategy. The offer? It gets better. A 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't go home empty-handed. Mastering Probability. Available on the homepage of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit tfnn.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. We had Facebook was up by 47 cents. We had Ma Bell down 15. You had, let's see, Microsoft was flat. Bristol Myers was off $1.43. And let's go over to Amazon for a second, because watch this. This is going to get really interesting watching this whole thing shake out. So Amazon, folks, is at 306.78. Now, Amazon has not got zero, well, it's got zero traction since its high of 407. 407 comes down, has a high volume low at this 288. Looks to me like, hey, wants to go blow that thing away. So this just came across the tape, which is going to be really intriguing. So check this out, because this is going to affect Apple also. Amazon's planning to unveil a smartphone later this month, according to a person that acknowledges the matter, plunging the world's largest online retailer deeper into competitive mobile device market. Amazon tweeted today that it's holding events in Seattle on June 18th, which will include Chief Executive Officer Bezos for product unveiling. The tweet included a picture of a black, thin device with Amazon's name in silver embossed on it. What's going to get intriguing here is this, is that, okay, so let me go down here a little bit more for you. Okay, Bloomberg News reported in 2012 that Amazon was developing a smartphone that could run on Google's Android operating system. Foxconn International Holdings was working with Amazon on the device. People familiar with the matter said. Now, what the Foxconn part of this is really an important part, and we'll get our man, Mr. David White, to basically clear this up a little bit more for us. But my understanding of Foxconn and Apple goes like this, because I heard this, actually, it was Kramer that was bringing this up 2 days ago. And what he was bringing up, he's bullish on Apple, and what he was bringing up specifically, he was bringing up that, well, Foxconn is getting busier, so, in fact, you know, that's a third of their business, and, you know, that very well, that means Apple's probably getting busier. And as soon as I just saw this come across, it says, oh, my God, is this a trip? If Amazon is unveiling a phone, folks, on the 18th, that means that, bottom line, they've been making the phones, I suspect, right? Let's see. Yeah, well, we'll find out. It's going to be intriguing, though, watching that whole thing shake out. And there he goes. That has to, you know, has to do, of course, with product, with a fundamental deal. But as we're watching that, we'll see how that shakes out. What does happen, and what is going on with Amazon, and this is where, if you know that Amazon's business plan, folks, okay, is basically to destroy businesses, right? You know, and they're very good at it. Meaning that their cash flow is astronomical, and they don't make money, but the cash flow alone can keep them going forever, okay? Because, you know, basically right now they're taking in $20 billion a quarter, okay? So they brought their margins down to nothing, but the way that the stock is set up right now is that it wants to go break the low of this 280, let's see, yeah, of 288. It's a high volume low of 288. Hasn't been able to move. This is kind of like the small caps. You know, after the downdraft of a couple months ago, small caps haven't moved. S&P went to a high again. Dow's at a high. Amazon hasn't moved either. Amazon looks to me like it's a nice little setup to get into somewhere around 246. So what I suspect you could have there is that the market's going to speculate again that, oh, man, they are going to basically take apart the phone market. They're going to sell phones for nothing. They're not going to give them away, but they're going to just about give them away. Why? What's going to happen between Amazon and the Android system? The Amazon model, business model, and that's where when you're talking about the Kindle or the smaller one, I believe is the Fire, those vehicles are basically shopping vehicles. That's what they are. And I think what Amazon has absolutely figured out is that the younger generations, the phones are the computer. They're shopping vehicles. They're everything. And that phone is going to be their cash register. And if that is, in fact, what they're going to be doing, they're going to destroy that business model in about 2 seconds. So we'll see what that whole thing does shake out. Coming up the next hour, we got a real treat for you. We got our man, Mr. John Logan, right in studio out here today. So John and I will be on the whole next hour. If you have any questions about the Taz signal box, the software in general, you get prepared, you can give us a buzz. It's 07:45 tomorrow morning. That's when there's going to be some action. I suspect what we have, if we go take a look at, let's take a look at Europe for a second. The DAX out here today, well, the FTSE first. The FTSE, yeah, she's still in that consolidation. You know, she was down $17, no big deal. DAX in Germany, and she went to higher price. The yields right across the world out here, the 10-year, our 10 years are 2.6, and those yields are still wicked low in Europe. You're talking about a 1.8 in France, 1.4 in Germany. Italy has a 3.0, and Spain is a 2.8. Does it matter? Yeah, it absolutely matters, because where the euro goes tomorrow, what ends up happening with that picture, when you're lending money in those countries, folks, you're lending money in their currency. So you've got to transfer your currency into that currency, number one. Then you buy the bond. And the European model, of course, what ends up happening, you're getting paid euros. If, in fact, Draghi is not jawboning this time and actually is going to go down in rates, what you'll see volatility, number one, but you're going to see a lower euro, you're going to see a higher dollar, and you're going to see that rate structure, okay, is going to basically bring our rates even lower, because that's where it just comes to a common sense type of deal. Do you really want to give Spain money at 2.8 and we're at 2.6? So it's really the same amount of money. Do you want to lend the U.S. Treasury money for 10 years at 2.6 or Spain 10 years at 2.8 when Spain basically is broke? Portugal's broke. You know, Italy, great place to visit. Italy's paying 3%. I can't figure out at all why you'd want to go into Germany or France. Germany's 1.4, France is 1.8. You know, they're both great countries. I mean, you're going to get your money back. There's no doubt. But you're going to get your money back in the United States at 2.6 or 1.8 or 2.4. That has to do with the correlation inside the currency. That's how the thing's going to play out. Fast currency moves are going to move oil, commodities, markets. So the way we're set up at this particular point, you had the NDX 100 get to higher highs today, dramatically lighter volume. Plenty of volatility is going to be in that market tomorrow. And what I do expect is that first we're going to get a spike high before this thing is going to back off. Always remember, we the Dow finish up 15, Nasdaq up 17, S&P's up 4.5. You stay right there, folks. Man, Mr. John Logan's going to be coming back. We're going to be growling and prowling with you for the next hour. I'm going to be right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's go to Jay in Boston. Hey, Jay, what's going on?
Hey, Tom. You've really assembled a stable of amazing people. I mean, they all have different strengths, different areas. And, man, each one is a superstar in their own way. I've seen it over the years.
Well, listen, man, we appreciate you being out there growling and prowling with us. If you guys and ladies and tigresses weren't out there, folks, we would have zero.
Yeah, it's unique, and it's and it goes back to your basic belief of an open platform, which I've heard you say that years ago.
Right.
And it's really bearing fruit now, I would think.
Yeah, I agree. It is.
Yeah.
Cooking, brother.
Thank you.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Well, welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day, making a great night. I got our man, Mr. John Logan, with us, growling and prowling out here today. What's happening, brother?
Very good to be back here.
That's a beautiful thing, man. I like it. I like it. Well, we're kicked. I know. Is the weather amazing? Folks, the weather...
Supreme.
...is... by this time in Florida, we're supposed to be sweating beyond belief. It's gorgeous. It has been gorgeous. It is gorgeous.
It's hard to stay inside here with you.
It is. There's no doubt. Let's take a look at one of our Believe cards. This is by Christian Larson. Live in faith that the whole world is on your side so long as you're true to the best that you can be. I'd like the whole world on my side on these trades, man.
Won't we all?
Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow up 15, NASDAQ up 17, S&P's up 4.5. Gold contract flat at $1,243 an ounce. Silver up 2 pennies at $18.79 an ounce. Platinum flat at $1,437. Oil, you had the oil contract down 22 cents at $102.44 a barrel. Bonds, the 10-year was off 3 ticks at 124. 30 off 6 at 135.05. King dollar up 113 ticks at 80.70. You have the euro, that was actually down 40 ticks at 136 even, and the yen up 22 at 102.75. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. Now, John and I, folks, as you're coming over to TFNN, John is the mastermind behind the Taz signal box. It's a beautiful thing. And come on over, test drive this box. We are going to be bringing up some equities. Now, I'm going to be actually using the Bloomberg simultaneously doing this. And the signal box is actually easier than the Bloomberg. But when we initially hooked up through Bloomberg.
Right.
And, now he has brought it into the e-signal platform, folks, and it's absolutely phenomenal because now, of course, it's much more affordable also for everyone.
A little different data source, a little bit different way they transmit their data from the exchanges.
Yes.
And, we've got everything buttoned up with this particular product, and there's some great features that we just added.
It was huge. Just the S&P 100. I mean, for our listeners, a lot of equity listeners, the S&P 100 in itself is amazing.
There's a lot of things going on to produce that information.
Yes.
We'd love to put 1,000 issues up there and let people choose or type in their own symbols, but it really is bandwidth heavy and server heavy. So what we've done is put the usual suspects of the commodities, futures, and currencies world and the tradable S&P 100.
Which is great.
The Facebooks and Googles of the world. It basically provides great leverage information above or below or within profiles that you can basically gauge what your instrument that you follow is doing based on our market profile derivatives. And basically all platforms are synced up to some degree, except Bloomberg is transmitting a little bit different data source here.
So when we bring up, we know what you had out here, of course, folks, is it might as well be a course at this point. S&Ps go to a new high as they have each and every day. Today, I know.
Yeah, we laugh about it all the time.
I'm crying about it, but the bottom line is it has, okay? But so you get the SPY out here right now at 193, 55 million shares. What you also had out here today, which I am digging, the SPY doesn't mean a thing to me, folks. Meaning it just continues. What does happen today, though, is I like this NASDAQ deal. And what it is in the NASDAQ, folks, the NDX 100 specifically, is that we're at 91.52. It has been trying to get over the swing point that goes all the way back to March 7th, which we had lighter volume, by the way, and it gave it up in spades, and that was 31 million. Well, we take 31 million out with 20 million today. At these highs, you should be banging out 70, 80, 90 million in a heartbeat. You know, when we come down, you come down with 77 million, you come down with 131 million, you made a low with 84 million. It's like, you know, no one's in the store, and, you know, of course, people are buying. And in that context, though, the small caps are the ones that still have not been able to do a thing. You know, since that downdraft that started out in, you know, March 3rd going over to the 15th of May, small caps can't do a thing. So in that context, what I want to do first is that I'm just going to bring up the TAS software on Bloomberg for a second, just so you can, and we're looking at that. If you can, I have the IWM up right now.
Yeah.
So when we're looking at the IWM, explain to me what we're looking at here.
Well, on the far right, where the latest bar is on our daily chart,
yes,
we got a blue line and a red line, a blue line, and a green line.
Yes.
We call those box formations, and what we're at right now is basically the IWM, or the Russell 2000, has edged up into the bottom of that profile after breaking through. Now, normally we would look at that initially as some kind of, okay, we're breaking below profiles and we're retracing back up into the bottom of that high value area.
Yes.
That is a battle point and an inflection point that you've got to be aware of to really kind of so-called leverage the trade. And the good news is,
okay,
if you're going to take that attitude towards this product, which is already shown to be weaker than the S&Ps and the NASDAQ, so
right,
you've got a relativity trade going on there. You also know that when we cross into that fair value up above, you might be wrong. So
right,
it eliminates one side of the marketplace for you.
So when we look at this, right, would this be a deal that you do nothing with yet until you basically either get above the red bar and say, okay, this thing's going higher, or you consistently stay below that green bar?
Well, just by what we're looking at right now, you're looking at our Navigator product on the bottom. That's
yes,
really right at the zero line.
Okay, I
really,
see that too.
Not really giving you any kind of biased information around there, but just based on the facts that we talked about and the sake of a relativity trade versus the S&Ps. If the S&Ps do crack, which, as we know, that's kind of our daily head scratcher there.
Right.
This, in theory, should fall faster, and I think you've got some leverage, just like when we look at the corn-wheat situation. Let's just kind of put that in the line.
No, for sure.
We're always talking about, for the last month or two, we've talked about being long corn and short wheat.
Right.
Because, relatively speaking, corn is providing those support levels. Wheat is in free fall.
Okay.
And the trade, in my opinion, still is not to, basically to have to take a stance on one instrument. Let's just make it a spread. It's an intermarket spread, long corn, short wheat on the July contracts.
Which is sweet, yeah.
Same situation applies here on the S&Ps and Russell. And if trade, that's not a true spread, intra-market spread, but it's something to be aware of. And based on what that, setup, basically, and if you look at wheat,
look at that. We just put the wheat contract up. Oh, man, that's a truth.
There's all kinds of fundamental reasons why that's happening.
Right.
But, the fact of the matter is, if you pull up corn, there is no support on this. There's zero reasons profile-wise.
550, right? And we're at 614.
As soon as I say all this, it's going to spike up $4 a bushel tomorrow. But, you really don't have anything to leverage against here. On the Russell, you are provided a lid.
Yes.
And you're provided a stop area to make it a relatively high risk-reward scenario. So.
And when you're looking at the Navigator on this one, this is going to get interesting because that Navigator is almost getting a little oversold, isn't it?
Exactly.
That pretty little bar.
That's one of the things. And, what you're
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah. I mean, what you're always trying to do is figure out where's the risk? Where's the risk trade? And how do I avoid the risky trade? So on the Russell, the risky trade, in my opinion, is to be long.
Right. You can put the stop on the other side of your box. Right.
The non-risky trade is to be short right now.
Right.
And on wheat, you do have some extension down there showing up in the magenta bars. But, this corn-wheat spread's been good as gold for a while. And at some point, it'll reverse. But, right now, I see corn, 466 on the July contract on corn is probably going to be, and I hate to go ahead and get into commodities immediately here.
No, that's good.
466 is kind of that Maginot line for corn to have to get above.
And right now, folks, we are at the 456.
This is our daily, the weekly inflection points are the ones it's the more powerful setups are always on the longer term time frame. So it's weekly, daily, 240, 60 down the line, and monthly would be on top of that. So right now, 474, 475 is the initial target on corn if you're going to play that long side, but you've got to wait until we get above 466 to even start thinking about that, because right now you're trying to catch a sword on wheat or corn.
Totally. So. Let's go to Dave in Greeley, Colorado. Hey, Dave, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. You having a good day out there?
Yeah, not too bad.
Cool, man. You just stay right there. We'll be right back with you, okay?
Okay.
877-927-6648. We had the Dow Industrials finished up 15, Nasdaq up 17, S&P's up 3.5. You stay right there, folks. John and I are coming right back. We're going to be right back.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Investors, Taz Market Research delivers to its subscribers expert commentary on the analysis of 15 different markets each day. Get this invaluable and timely information through the daily market research videos Taz Market Research produces each day before 9 a.m. The video analysis will include reports on currencies, interest rates, indices, metals, energies, grains, and more. You'll be able to gauge where high profitability setups are in each of the markets. Receive a free 2-week trial subscription to Taz Market Research videos on the front page of TFNN.com.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy. A set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tom? Tom takes your phone calls. Now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. John Logan, Tom O'Brien. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We had the Dow up 15, Nasdaq up 17, S&P's up 3.5. We're talking with Dave from Greeley, Colorado. It's a beautiful country out there, Dave. How's the weather?
Yeah. It's nice. We've had a little rain, though, too much. We've got a little flooding going on, but we'll dry out at some point.
Cool, man. Cool.
But just wanted you to look at Synergy, SYRG. It's kind of a fracking company here in town, and I don't know. Just wanted to
Let's take a look. So they explore oil and natural gas in western United States and in the northeast Colorado. There you go. So the low is 623, the high is 1296. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so I see what you're looking at. Okay, so you get a spike high up here at that 1224 in April. Let's put this on a weekly and see what we have. Interesting. Okay, so took the B out, took it out with volume. The real question is, okay, so your A point is 627, your B's 1140, so you're talking $5, which gets you 1311. So what you have here, Dave, is this. You get an ABC structure up to $13.11. And what happens, folks, is this. This is going to turn into, well, it is a complex ABC structure on the way up. It took the B point out, took it out the week of the 25th of April, spikes up to 1274, gets to 1296, has volume, and then backs down at lighter volume. You know, the price projection is 1326. Let me just put this on a monthly for a second. Yeah, it has juice, man. Because on a monthly, too, what you have, and these are always pretty, you have a high volume high, man, at 1296. So now, do you own it or are you looking to buy it?
No, I was just looking to buy it here at some point.
Yeah, so this is a nice setup, man. Okay, so watch this. This is sick. Folks, what happens, you see how they love to come back to the breakout areas? Yeah. This is a classic about how you come back to a breakout area. Now, on a daily, what I have is this. The 21st of April, stock goes from 1065 to 1125, has volume of 1.6 million, takes out all the swing points. Takes out the 760,000 at 1095, takes out the 885,000 at 1106. So here's a daily ABC. The daily is 840 to $11. So what's that? It's 240. The C point is 970, 1070, 1170. That's 1210. This is pretty cool. Okay, so watch what happened here. You finish the daily ABC up, but yet it has a monthly, a weekly ABC up, which, of course, just like your stuff is more powerful, right? You know what I mean? It's intriguing, and the weekly took it out the week of the 25th of April, and then what I love is that you have a high volume high. So
how long's the stock been around? Is it
it's new? No, I think it's new. A lot of these fracking companies, 614, real question is 614 of what year? Right? Here, I'll be able to do it this way. 5, let's see if I can go back. Yeah, so it looks that, there it is right there.
2007, 8, something like that.
Yeah, 2008 it's been around since.
Okay.
So if you're looking to buy this, Dave, the reality is, where it came down to 1113 today, and the high of that breakout area is 1025. It could be right here.
Yeah, I just a real quick follow-up question, Tom. In general, with the overall S&P, the reason I'm just hesitant on buying anything is,
I don't blame
you. Things go south. Everything goes south, even good companies for a while. You know what I mean?
That's correct.
Everything. It just, to me, seems just more probable than not that we could maybe see a pretty good-sized correction soon. October of 2011, we had those high volume lows, and do you ever think we could get back close to that? I mean, or do you think central planners now have just hijacked the entire
No. I think we.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, and yes, we can get back to that. Yes, we can. See, the essence that anyone is bigger than the markets, to me, does not work. And that's just what it comes down to. So, the longer, if I've found out anything, that the longer that you stay at highs with light volume, the bigger the downdraft. And just forget the technicals, folks. Fundamentally, I just want you to clear your head for a second and think this through. Because if we were all in a room and we're buying something, the first week there's 1,000 of us. We buy something at $10. The next week, there's 500 of us. You buy something at $13. The next week, there's 300. And they want $18. Would we buy it? No. Would they look at each other and say, what are you, out of your mind? Okay? But what does happen with markets, that happens, and it happens all the time. And then what ends up happening, there's no more sheep to buy, and it's over. And
what you always say to Tom, like when they're crying, you're buying, when they're yelling, you're selling.
Right.
Seems like everybody's yelling lately, and I don't know, it's just funny. Gold hit 1,900, hits all the way back down into it went to 11 something last summer, and I was thinking, gosh, that'd be crazy if the S&P did that someday.
Yeah.
Again.
There's no doubt, and the complacency at this particular point is huge. And those things are important. The financial business is a business that continually through history takes people's money. Right? I mean, that's the reality, folks. For
sure.
Supposedly lately, I forgot your user's name, Dave, is it?
Yes.
Dave,
you've got a lot of, I've seen a lot of reports lately, like this final flow of cash is trying to go into the market now, and that's kind of chasing something that's already up, as you know. And I'm not saying the market's going to crash tomorrow, but like Tom said, I mean, those are kind of telltale signs usually that somebody's trying to not miss the boat. And we've got some disconnects going on right now that are pretty amazing, actually. I mean, and nobody understands them. And when you don't understand something, why in the world would you pile into, a trade? I mean, it doesn't make sense. So, it might be time. I don't know why these people are piling out of cash into the market right now.
I hear you.
So.
Okay, man. Have a great one.
Hey, Tom, thanks so much.
You
Appreciate
too.
it.
Have a safe one.
Bye-bye.
You know what's interesting, John, is that, so John and I had a conversation today. We were talking about bonds, folks, and I was explaining technically, but fundamentally, why I thought bonds would go higher. And it has to do with, when I bring up these rates across the country, or across the world, rather, we've taken a look at them. Good, you can give money to France at 1.8, Germany 1.4, and, the euro's going down. And then John come back to me, and he says, well, is that why the S&P keeps going up? And I says, oh my God, I never thought about that, but it's really cool. No, I mean that's a valid deal. Meaning
dollar-denominated assets.
That's dollar-denominated assets that people across the world. Never mind, we're not talking the United States now. And we were in the car. I says, oh man, that's a trip because that's valued, man.
Yeah.
It's,
Possibly.
But listen, I still think the market's pulling back, but I like the idea. I always like those bigger deals, meaning what are all the things that could happen?
There's not a lot of fear out there right now.
No, there isn't.
That's
you
scary.
stay right there, folks. John and I are coming right back. We had the Dow up 15, Nasdaq up 17, S&P's up 3.5. We're going to be right back.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We had the Dow Industrial stuff finish up 15, Nasdaq up 17, S&P's up 3.5. Get our man, Mr. John Logan here. And, folks, as you come over to TFNN, right on the front page, okay, at TFNN, right in the carousel, what you're going to see is the signal box. You can test drive that signal box free. When you're taking a look at this, when you first hit it, what you're going to see is you'll see it pull up number one. There's videos that John did. Check those videos out, because the videos basically say everything about it, exactly what it does, right?
Kind of tells the story.
Yeah, it does.
Put some new features in. It kind of lets you know where dual time frame or multiple time frame confluent inflection points are happening right now.
Yes.
Which is usually something you can leverage off of as far as decent high probability setups, actually.
And when we talk about decent high probability setups, folks, okay, we're going to go over right now into the oil market, okay, because I was using John's software.
and we did a video on oil this morning, which really...
Oh, and the videos, by the way, folks, every day, right on the TFNN site, on the right-hand side, you can see free video. John does one each and every trading day.
We didn't do the free one on oil this morning, but, or maybe we did. I think we did do a free one on oil. But we used the signal box really to pick out those free videos, which are kind of impacting with the multiple time frame setups. And we talked about oil this morning. You're looking at the July contract when it pops up, yeah.
There we go.
And when we actually did the oil video on the, on the August contract today. But it was the same premise. We actually used the same level on a relative scale as what you were looking at.
Right. And when you see how clean this is, folks, you know, what I was looking at, I says, oh, man, I like this setup because...
You did the right thing.
It was coming right into the, it was coming right into the top of the box after it had broken the box, right?
Yes.
And so for me, when I looked at this, folks, what you had is this. So picture, I always like selling things that spike. Well, if I'm going to sell, I don't sell when they're down, all right? And so it was like, what I had watched is that it was having a hard time holding the swing point, folks, of 102, 103.11. You know, and that's been having a hard time basically last 5 days holding that. So, because what I was looking at, these two last swing points, so once you're back inside them, you know what I'm saying? So when I was looking at the software, I'm saying to myself, hold it, man. It's coming into that level. And in oil in general, folks, okay, you get $1,000 a point. And when I looked at the top of that level, it's like, hold it, man. This is pretty cool. The top of that level, you know, is running at 103.69. You know, 104 is the high. Yeah. But I didn't even have to go up to the 104. I wasn't going to go take the 104. And the reason I wasn't going to take the 104, because my take was that it was trying to come against this bar. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, you've got to try to eliminate one side of the marketplace, as we talked about with the IWM a while ago.
Yes.
I'm going to blow this up a little bit.
Oh, cool.
You know, our navigator's still pointing contra trade against the long-term trend up, so it's okay to go short against, you know, what the theme of as of late has happened.
That's right.
Kind of higher lows, higher lows. But we don't have a lot of confirmation here. If you see, we've actually got some bearish kind of patterns setting up on a divergence down below. But the crux of what you're saying is true. I mean, we've got a kind of a breakthrough of profiles. We've closed below it a couple of times on a daily. We're coming back to retest it. And those are one of the more powerful setups to leverage against. And on this, what is this, July contract?
Yes.
103, excuse me, what is that area? 103.45 general area, somewhere
right
in there, 103.35. That was the area that, you know, picking a battle might not be a bad idea, but, you know, the good news is...
And it was 103.69 this morning we were doing it, which was beautiful.
You got to give yourself... And that's great that it peaked its head above there and then started gravitating back down below.
Right.
Those are the really cool trades in addition to what we've said. But the good news is you got two things in your favor here. One of them is we're below profiles. It's okay to be short, not okay to be long.
Okay.
The other thing is, you know, based on your appetite for risk, where you can put stops relative to those inflection points, and then you're just...
That's what was so cool,
It's a stressless situation.
No, it was when I looked at it, I said, hold it, man. I love giving things nothing to breathe. You know, because we know in this was either right or wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of those deals. It's, you know,
you can always get back in the trade.
Oh, thank God there's always another trade. That's how I used to sign off.
I'm going to be open tomorrow.
That's how I used to sign off. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so as you're looking at this now, I mean, you know, you can look at some different time frames for some you know, things that might be in the favor here to stay in this trade.
Right.
But, you know, you got a pretty good move here. On the August contract, I think we're looking at 154 as ultimate targets on the downside right now. And that's based on, I think, some weekly information.
Okay.
So.
And we take that. So I got a daily up there right now, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a daily.
Yeah.
Right.
On the weekly, we had kind of closed above inflection points and then did a reverse and closed last week below.
Okay.
And that, in itself, reversal type action back into the fair auction, as we talk about on the videos every day, that is just lending credence to that's a failed move up.
Right.
You know. So.
And that what does get interesting is that the correlations, of course, with this meeting tomorrow is going to be pretty wild because, we know he's a jawboner, but I start looking at gold as well. Gold wants to get down another $20. It's like
I'm kind of with you on that 1220, 1225 area.
Yeah. And I mean, your system is there for sure. Do you know what I mean?
The system really right now doesn't allow you to think about the long side.
No, I know.
If we pull up gold, we'll...
Yeah, no, we'll pull it up because this is pretty intense. I mean, there's no doubt. And you had the ABC structure on the way down. You broke lower. It had the volume. And so then it's like, just what the price target is. And, in this case, go ahead.
This is our daily?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
yes.
Okay. So, yeah, I think we're 1278 on the E signal on Bloomberg. I think. Well, no, that's the same area.
Yeah.
1277, 1276.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So as we got down on our weekly past 1300, which was some confluence of time frames on the daily and the weekly. Short intermediate targets were 1274, 1275, and when we cross below there, then there's nothing down here, and you've got a hole in the marketplace, as you can see.
You do.
You see this hole here?
Yeah.
Between here and here,
It's
there's
huge.
nothing. And
the hole he's talking about, folks, is that it's like an elevator without any floors.
Exactly.
And the bottom of that floor is the 1200, really.
And you're still, you're still getting some confirmations, deep red days here, which means, there is really no reason to try to pick a bottom here at this stage. Now, 1220, 1225 was a big number. I think when I first started talking to you about a year ago about things about gold, gold was pulling back severely.
Yes.
We're talking, where's the bottom?
That's right.
1220 was the magical area, 1225. Right. So, we could go back and revisit that, and that's kind of, technically speaking, what a lot of traders are looking at right now.
Yeah.
And, if that is the temporary bottom, we'll get some new information appearing with these levels, these boxes, so to speak, and then we'll have some roadmaps to really go by. But right now, we don't have anything.
And then what you'll also get is that you'll get those magenta bars in the navigator, won't you? Right? We should.
That would be nice.
Yeah, right.
That would be nice.
Right.
Yeah.
And so would the magenta bars show up when the acceleration is intense, right? Is that would that be correct?
There's a lot of things factored into those magenta bars when they appear, but when they appear, you might have some kind of trend exhaustion move going on, but you'd like to see that, and you always want to have confirmation. So you want to see, 2, 3, 4, 5 things in your favor, so you can pick a battle, and then obviously put the stops in because things don't always work out the way they're supposed to.
Folks, if you're watching Tiger TV right now, I want to explain something to you, but if you're not, well, you'll see it if you're watching it. But if you're in your car right now. The magenta bars that he has go both ways, and what's so intriguing to me is that most of the time in systems you see them on the downside, but you don't see them on the upside.
Yep.
Okay, and this is so cool because when gold was hitting the highs in March, those magenta bars start setting up 5 days before the high.
When you have them in a row like that, then you start considering exhaustion. But at the same time that was happening, around 1400, if I can, I'll pull up a weekly here.
Yes.
Now, this was the high node here, and we kind of started our magenta situation saying, okay, well, you got to watch out what's going on here in gold. But guess what? The opportunity really in gold, let's see here. You're looking at the underlying.
When we put GC1, right?
GCA? Or GCA, doesn't matter. Should be either one.
GCA, yeah. So we'll put up the continuous active contract, right?
Let's just see if, you know what? We're not getting a lot of good information there. Try GC1. Let's just take one last stab at it. One.
There it is.
Let's see if this works.
Maybe put it a year. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we started seeing this information go, fairly stratospheric here, we had we don't have our settings totally right, but on my terminals we do have, because you haven't been playing around with this,
right.
We do have a pretty serious inflection point around those highs, and that coupled with that confirmation on the magenta bars really gave us kind of the green light on the short side there. And we have not, if you just look back in time on gold, we haven't broken stride on the downside since 1800.
Since the highs, right?
I mean, it's just been no reason to really get long in a big way.
Pretty intense. You stay right there, folks. John and I are coming right back. We ended out, finish up 15, Nasdaq up 17, S&P's up 3.5. We're going to be right back.
Andy Hecht has just announced a live 90-minute webinar that he'll be hosting Saturday, June 7th from 9:30 till 11 a.m. Eastern Time, entitled Energy Opportunities During the Summer of 2014. With the frigid winter having depleted some key energy stockpiles, Russian political tensions high, and the storm season for the Gulf setting up to reverberate through energy markets worldwide, opportunities could present themselves over the summer months that could provide huge payoffs. When you sign up, you'll gain immediate access to a 7-page report Andy has put together as an introduction to what he'll be covering, so you can start preparing and get a feel for what Andy will be discussing live during the workshop on Saturday, June 7th. Andy will be advising his attendees of at least one trading recommendation in each area, including crude oil, natural gas, coal, and refining spreads and oil products. The best part is that this live 90-minute webinar is only $99. Don't wait. Sign up today and reserve your spot while gaining instant access to Andy's 7-page report right now. For all the details, visit the front page of TFNN.com. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock in option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped, and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Harmony Gold. For more information, just click the Harmony Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. And folks, coming this Saturday, okay? When you talk about webinars at TFNN, our man, Mr. Andy Hecht, he's going to be doing an outstanding webinar Saturday morning. It's from 9:30 to 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And what it's about is energy opportunities in the summer of 2014. When you sign up for that webinar, it's only $99, number one. You'll get Andy's 7-page report immediately. The webinar itself is going to be about the energy market. He's corresponding the future energy market with the ETF structures, with the ETN structures. The webinar itself will be on your page for a full 30 days. So check it out on the front page of TFNN. This is going to be really interesting because Andy's on every Tuesday and Thursday, 3 to 4.
I've seen him. He's really good.
Yeah, and the weather itself has been bizarre. And in that context, folks, in Florida, we've never got, this weather in Florida has been so beautiful, it's unbelievable. It's June 4th, and it's still only like 85 degrees out, and with a breeze, folks.
Global warming.
I know. I know, man.
This winter was brutal, from what I hear back in my home state.
It was absolutely brutal. There's no doubt about it. Now, you grew up in North Carolina, right?
Yeah, I grew up there, eastern part of the state, but my mother from back, she was saying, she got chickens and things running around. There was breaking ice to try to get to them all winter long. Yeah, it was brutal. Yeah. That wasn't even in the mountains, so it was,
that is brutal.
It was ugly.
Yeah.
So.
And that's pretty wild. That was all over the country. The Midwest got killed. The North, forget.
Yeah, you guys got brutalized again.
So it's going to be interesting watching this whole commodity deal coming into the summer.
But talking about strict commodities, there's this globe almost has, what do they call it? What's the word I'm looking for? This optimal performance for the population almost with the land mass devoted to farming.
Oh, yes.
So carrying capacity.
Okay.
Like the carrying capacity of the earth is almost maxed out right now. Yeah. Farmland versus population, right? So when you get an upset in weather, like Andy's probably going to talk about, the impact of things like that, that drives prices exponentially up or down based on weather and consumption and things like that. Yes. Never like it has before. Right. So, you've got Brazil carrying more soybean production now than the U.S.
Okay.
And what happens down there when they get a blip in their, weather patterns?
Yes.
You've got, China, I'm preaching to the choir, I'm sure, but when you've got China consuming more and more and more and more, we're setting up for a weather disaster, and that's kind of what you have to prepare for.
It's so cool what you're talking about. This is bizarre. I see if I can find this. I didn't get to read this article today. Let me see. It's still on the top. No, it's not. But I think that someone Elon Musk, right? Mm-hmm. Something was coming across Bloomberg right when I was getting on. I didn't see it because I believe his is the SpaceX program, right? If it's not, and what the top of the article was saying that if we don't go up to space, we're not going to be able to feed the planet. I don't believe that. Okay.
I don't know about that.
No, I don't believe that either. I totally don't believe that. But that gets interesting in the context of what it does take. And commodities run everything, man. The amazing part is that the commodities, no matter what we do, commodities are the name of the game.
I think the farmer is soon to be and should be kind of sitting on the top of the hill pretty soon because he's going to be commanding, hopefully for him, commanding more of his own future instead of at the mercy of bank loans and things like that.
Well, what's intriguing? This morning they had on CNBC the guy that started AOL, Steve Case. He's hooked up with another company, Revolution, and
I saw that.
Yeah, and so they're talking about the school programs, folks. What, the 16 billion that goes into them, and they feed kids crap in school. There's no doubt about it.
From what I remember, yeah.
Yeah, for sure, right? And so as I was working out with Nico, we were talking about, wouldn't it be cool that, and this is where the politics comes in, the soft money comes in, and all of this, which is a bummer. But there's no doubt that you can do this in Florida in a heartbeat. You can do it in North Carolina. Maybe some states you can't, but we have plenty of small farms around here that you can get amazing food.
Yep.
And we always have food down here. I mean, do you know what I mean? If you don't have a green thumb, come to Florida. You'll find a green thumb.
Right.
And you'd really empower people, have healthy food, and create a huge amount of jobs. Huge amount of jobs.
You mean as opposed to sloppy joes and fried tater tots? And stuff like that?
And just a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
And you know, and that's where the soft money and the bureaucracy and you know, the graft. I mean, all of that comes to play in these programs.
There's so many programs they can put in place, fundamentally speaking, about stuff like this. But again, I think going back to Andy's program that he's going to do, which is going to be great. You know, we've got carrying capacity almost maxed out. Scary situation.
Yeah.
Very scary. I mean, like, you know, you watch the History Channel, you know, I'm sure you watch it. It's like,
I love that.
Oh my God, every once in a while,
Right.
I better go to Doomsday Preppers or whatever and try to, you know, save stuff.
So a lot of that, does a lot of that have to do with, too, that, you know, first in, first out, that things have got, maybe they've got that efficient, that they think they're that efficient, that we're only going to build this much, we can send it.
Well, there's no question that efficiency is here. But that efficiency is based on assumptions that weather and everything's going to work out right.
Yes.
Just like there's some magic thing out there that everything's going to be okay, just like the stock market.
And there isn't, right?
Yeah, and there isn't. And I think what Andy's going to talk about and what everybody needs to know is volatility in commodities is here to stay.
Right.
And that, as you know, me and you trade futures. And
right.
It's kind of where you end up ultimately residing.
Exactly, right.
That's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of opportunities, I guess, is what the crux of everything that I'm saying is. Is volatility is where a trader lives.
Because John and I were talking, folks, during the break that, you know, we need volatility. If you do trade, you need volatility. Because whether you're going up or down, volatility is the name of the game.
I was asking you where the VIX was these days on the S&P. So
right.
I could, maybe have something to lean on here to try to start buying some puts, but
it's not there.
Yeah, not there yet. And we, you know, our video this morning and this past week on the S&Ps, we're waiting for new information to appear. And we've passed on some longs lately. And if you use our information, you know, if you buy these breakouts on the S&Ps, we kind of stopped doing that about 2 or 3 months ago.
Yes.
And we're just waiting patiently for some information. No.
Well, listen, man, thanks so much. Awesome. It's always a pleasure.
Good to be here.
Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Whatever you want in life, folks, visualize it like a nice big motion picture. Step into it, take ownership of it, and fly with it. You stay right there, folks. Allie and I are coming right back with Mindful Living. Go get them, folks.